Hello students, welcome to the class of English Literature. Today we are going to start a new poem, and the title of this poem is My Last Duchess. This poem is written by Robert Browning. You may have heard his name. He was a very famous Victorian poet. This is the picture on your screen. This is Robert Browning. This poem is frequently anthologized as an example of the dramatic monologue. It first appeared in 1842 in Browning's Dramatic Lyrics. The poem is written in 28 rhyming couplets of iambic pentameter. Now we will go through its summary. This poem is loosely based on historical events involving Alfonso, the Duke of Ferrara, who lived in the 16th century. The Duke is the speaker of the poem, and he is giving the emissary of the family of his prospective new wife a tour of the artworks or the art gallery in his home. He draws a curtain to reveal a painting of a woman. As you can see on your screen, explaining that it is a portrait of his late wife, deceased wife, dead duchess. He invites his guest to sit and look at the painting. As they look at the portrait of the late duchess, the Duke describes her happy, cheerful, and flirtatious nature, which has displeased him. He says, "She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad." He goes on to say that his complaint of her was that it was not her husband's presence only that made her happy. Eventually, I gave commands. The Duke of Ferrara, Alfonso, says that I gave commands. Then all smiles stopped together. This could be interpreted as either the Duke had given commands to the Duchess to stop smiling or commands for her to be killed. The second interpretation is more likely. He now keeps her painting hidden behind a curtain that only he is allowed to draw back. Thus now she only smiles for him. The Duke demonstrates many narcissistic tendencies as he recalls the time he shared with his now deceased duchess. He then resumes an earlier conversation regarding wedding arrangement and in passing point outs another work of art, a bronze statue of Neptune taming a seahorse by Claus of Innsbruck. So, make his late wife but just another work of art. Now we will move towards to our poem, and here is the text on your screen. Now we will paraphrase it line by line. The line number first and second: that's my last duchess painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive. Here the speaker points out a lifelike portrait of his last duchess that is painted on the wall. This tells us that the speaker is Duke and that his wife is dead, and that someone is listening to him describe his late wife portrait, possibly in his private art gallery. Now, line number 3 and 4th. I call that piece a wonder. Now Fra Pandolf's hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. In these lines, the Duke tells his listener that the painting of the Duchess is impressively accurate. The painter of this painting or the portrait is Fra or Friar Pandolf. He worked hard to achieve a realistic effect. Now the line number 5th. Will it please you sit and look at her? I said. The Duke asks his listener politely to sit down and examine his painting. Now, line number 6 to 13. I said, Fra Pandolf, by design, for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance, the depth and passion of its earnest glance, but to myself they turned, since none puts by the curtain I have drawn for you, but I seemed as they would ask me, if they durst, how such a glance came there. Not the first are you to turn and ask me. It was not her husband's presence only called the spot of joy into the Duchess's cheeks. Perhaps Fra Pandolf chanced to say, her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much. In the line number 6, the Duke explains to the listener why he brought up the painter Fra Pandolf. He says that he mentioned Pandolf on purpose or by design because strangers never examine the Duchess's portrait without looking like they want to ask the Duke. Now the painter put so much depth and passion into the expression of the Duchess's face or countenance. They don't actually ask because they don't dare, but the Duke thinks he can tell that they want to know. The Duke mentions that he is always the one there to answer this question because nobody else is allowed to draw back the curtain that hangs over the portrait. Addressing his still unknown listener as Sir, the Duke goes on more detail about the expression on the Duchess's face in the painting. He says that it was not her husband's presence that made her blush in this way, although the Duke seems to believe that it should have. The only thing that would. Now, from line number 15 to 21, the Duke imagines some of the ways that Fra Pandolf might have caused the Duchess to get that spot of joy on her face. He might have told her that the mantle, here mantle means her shawl, covered her wrist too much, or he might have complimented her on the becoming way that she blushes, telling her that pant must never hope to reproduce the beautiful effect of her skin and coloring. Means the Fra Pandolf might have flirted with the Duchess. The Duke thinks the Duchess would have thought that comments like this, the normal flirtatious courtesy that noblemen would pay to noble women, were cause enough to blush.